Hi book lovers and welcome back to Blatantly Bookish. I'm Marissa and today I'm here with my December 2016 wrap up. So 2016 is over, it is now January and I will definitely be filming another video soon about where I'd like to take this channel in January, some of my reading goals and that type of thing. But for now I thought I would wrap up December. So I read 4 books in December and then I started 2 audiobooks that I will have to just finish in the new year. The first book that I finished in December was The Awakening of Miss Prim by Natalia Sanmartin Fenollera. I really enjoyed the fun little world that this book dropped me into, but I don't think that it was my favorite book of all time or even of the month. I'd say it was a solid 3-star read. It's about a young woman named Prudencia Prim, who accepts a position as a private librarian in the village of San Ireneo de Arnois. I do not know if I pronounced that correctly at all. It's a place full of charm and eccentricity, and it's designed to exist as a separate entity from the modern world. There, Miss Prim learns to find happiness in the quaint town and just seeks fulfillment in her overall life. The book sort of falls short of a love story, but it does remain entertaining as a tale. It's highly steeped in philosophy, so if you're interested in sort of a character analysis and just a book that makes you think about the larger things in life and about what happiness means itself, you might be interested in this one. The next book that I finished in December is a really special book, and that book is The Storied Life of AJ Vickery by Gabrielle Zevin. And this is just such a special book, and wintertime is the perfect time to read it. It's about a man named AJ Vickery who is a bookseller and lives on a really isolated island. And the motto of his bookstore is, "No man is an island, every book is a world." And honestly, the bookstore's motto is a terrific summary of the book itself. AJ Vickery realizes that he cannot be an island and he can't live in isolation, and he's touched in many ways by his community, most notably an idealistic and eccentric publisher sales rep named Amelia, and a friendly cop named Lambiaz, not sure how to pronounce his name either, and his life is also touched profoundly by a mysterious package that is left for him on the bookshop floor. This book is not just a fantastic story, but it's a book about books. And really my only potential criticism would be to say that it's too sappy or sentimental. And it wasn't too sappy or sentimental for my personal taste. I just could see how someone might feel that way about this book potentially. So if you haven't read this one yet, please treat yourself to it and devour it like I did. It made me chuckle and sob, and it was just a warm and fuzzy book for me. The next book that I read was also incredibly special for me, and that was The Clay Girl by Heather Tucker. I am so overwhelmed by how tender and poignant this book was. I am so glad that Acacia Ives convinced me to read it in her review. I'll link her review down below. You should check it out. The book is wonderful. I have a library copy that I was savoring slowly, and literally the first thing that I wanted to do when I finished the book was buy my own copy so that I could reread it and mark up all of its lovely language. This book is so poignant because of its language and the way it is written. And I just hope that the magic of this book doesn't wear off anytime soon. The narrative is told in a very childish way, but about very deep and meaningful traumatic experiences. That being said, it doesn't feel traumatic. It is interesting to piece things together from a child's perspective. At one point they say secret fairy instead of secretary, and you just have to figure it out and make sense of the narrative from there. The book just captures the naivete and playfulness of a child, along with the child's strange astuteness to the world around him or her. Children look at the world in such a different and meaningful way, and I think the narrative voice here captures that impeccably. So I didn't realize how new a release this book was either. I'm surprised that I was able to actually get a library copy so quickly. I think it was released in November 2016. So I guess the book just isn't highly publicized yet, that it's so readily available in the bookstore, and in the library, and you guys should definitely check it out. It is such a magical book. So the last book that I finished in the month of December was Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris. So it was a wonderful light read for the holidays. It was very sardonic and witty, but honestly I didn't connect with that many of the stories. I think it was a solid 2 or 3 star read. Some of the stories were repeated from other works that I've read, and all of them had a very cynical view of Christmas, which is okay. But some I thought approached the line between comedy and offensiveness a little too closely. Santaland Diaries was my favorite story, and it was the first one that I read. It's the first one in the collection, and after that, the book sort of just went downhill. Having read the whole thing, I would have been okay with just stopping after Santaland. So the last 2 books that I read in the month of December, I did not finish. They were both audiobooks, and I am going to continue them in the month of January. The first one is the Etymologicon by Mark Forsyth. It is all about the etymology of different words. He weaves them together so beautifully that you can't tell where one word ends and the next begins. And I'm looking forward to finishing it. The last book that I will continue to read in the month of January, but did not finish in December, is White Trash, The 400-Year Untold History of Class in America by Nancy Isenberg. And I'm really enjoying this one. I've sort of doze in and out, but it tells an interesting historical perspective of what it means to be poor and white in America over the history of the nation. So I'll be obviously talking about those a lot more in the January wrap-up once I've actually finished them. I'm about 3/4 of the way through White Trash and about halfway through the Etymologicon, so they will get read by the end of January, I hope. But there are a lot of other things I want to do in January, other things I want to read. January is going to be a really busy month for me, but I do have 2 buddy reads, one with Amanda Center on The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, and another with Laura from Nargocatcher, and we'll be buddy reading Anne of Green Gables, which I actually have not read before, I don't think, or I don't remember, and I'm really excited to either refresh my memory or delve in for the first time. We'll see, I'm not even sure which. So if you like this video, please comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Stay tuned for a January sort of resolutions, what I'd like to do with my channel video coming up soon. Bye!